Previewing the AFC Championship game, well, there's so many storylines. Mahomes versus Allen. Is this finally the time that the Buffalo Bills break through? Because it's been heartache in recent years. The Mahomes-led Chiefs have rather owned the Josh Allen-led Bills. In 3 postseason matchups dating back to 2020, the Buffalo Bills have gone 0-3, losing in the 2020 AFC Championship game, the 2021 divisional round, and last year's divisional round when they actually had that matchup at home. Well, they returned to Arrowhead, and while Josh Allen has been good in the regular season, in the postseason, he hasn't been as great, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs. And maybe that's unfair because the Chiefs have been unreal in this recent run, especially with Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid. But I expect Josh Allen to play like the MVP caliber quarterback that he is. He's honestly could be the best player on the field, and he has to be if the Bills are going to advance to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 1990s. Josh Allen is going to need another Superman type of performance, but that doesn't mean just throw the ball all over the field and try to run over everybody. It's going to be making smart decisions when he's throwing the ball. It's going to be checking out of nasty looks against a Spagnuolo-led defense and audibling to what is a better look, whether it's a hot read, whether it's audibling to a run with James Cook, whatever have you. Josh Allen's going to have this game all over his fingertips, and it's going to come down to possessing the ball, keeping Mahomes on the sideline, and simply just being the best player on the field, like I said. Mahomes, of course, has a say in this. I mean, he has been spectacular, and while the Chiefs don't blow anybody out, they do make the plays to win. That's just really all it's been about this year. The only loss this year has been against Josh Allen and the Bills. The second loss, was a meaningless game when they were resting the starters and the Broncos beat up on the backups of the Chiefs. Well, this is for all the marbles. This is for a trip to the Super Bowl, this is for legacies, and this is really the Bills' best shot. I've been saying this for time and time out. It seems like each year this is the Bills' best shot to beat the Chiefs. Well, this could also be the final shot to beat the Chiefs. The Bills have to be smart, they have to be disciplined, and just be better. I think that's going to be the difference in this game. They're going to have to keep Mahomes contained in the pocket, and if there's contact involved, you have to watch the sidelines, you have to watch the late hits, because we know the refs absolutely do favor the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just there in the tape. There were some damning graphics coming out this past week about how penalties are just so heavily favored in a team like the Chiefs. For the other side of the argument, at least, Josh Allen though absolutely does flop as well. But in terms of the matchups especially, it's going to come down to Spagnuolo coming up with the good defense to confuse and force Josh Allen into being Superman, forcing balls into tight windows. The Bills pass catchers absolutely need to find ways to avoid Trent McDuffie, and if Trent McDuffie is guarding whoever the receiver is, it just comes down to Josh Allen not picking on him, because McDuffie is a nasty defensive back, especially when he's guarding guys in the slot or even on the outside. And the Bills' offensive line, they have to find a way to block George Karlaftis and Chris Jones, because in this postseason, especially Karlaftis against the Houston Texans, albeit against a leaky offensive line, Karlaftis has been in the face of quarterbacks throughout the entire season. But also it's going to come down to how McDermott, the defensive-minded head coach, goes up against his teacher in Andy Reid. The protege hasn't had the best looks, especially in the playoffs, when it comes to situational management. And we've been hard on Sean McDermott in the past, but I think at least this year he's stuck true to his gun. He's been aggressive, he hasn't been conservative, and he's trusted his defense that is finally getting healthy at the right time of this year. Matt Milano is back. They have an improved secondary as well throughout numerous acquisitions in the offseason. And I think that this is the year, at long last, that the Bills finally break through and they do beat the Kansas City Chiefs to go to their first Super Bowl since the mid-90s.